Hare Ram Krishna, Hare Ram Krishna, Hare Ram Krishna. Man in Hindi is called Manushya, and this is made by joining two words, Man and Ashaya. Man means mind, and Ashaya means living place, dwelling place. So the one who lives in the mind is called Manushya. And certainly, we all live in our mind. Mind and body are two separate entities. The body that appears to everyone, to the whole world, which is perceptible, perceivable from the five senses, is the gross body, which is called Sthula Sharir, the gross body. And the body which is not perceived by these five perceptions, these five senses, the body which is made up of thoughts and sanskaras, that is called the Antahkaran or the subtle body. It has many parts, Manaschit Buddhi Ahankar, but for today's purpose, let us consolidate it to Antahkaran or subtle body, or in Hindi it is called Sukshma Sharir. In our Kundali, Sun represents the gross body because Sun is the one that supplies prana to the whole universe. And with that prana, the body grows. Just like from a seed, a sapling is born, and with the help of sunlight and all other elements, it grows into a big tree. So, the whole tree is nothing but transformation of sun only. The prana that has been provided by sun has manifested into the tree. In the same manner, this gross body is nothing but the manifestation of sun only. And the subtle body is represented by moon, which is the chitta, the antahkaran. Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharshi, he used to ask, he used to reply to their disciples that you should seek yourself with the self inquiry, which is who am I? Who are you? Identify your real self. We all identify ourselves with the gross body. Some people identify with the subtle body, and rarely, very enlightened few, they identify themselves with the Atma. But really speaking, we all identify really with the subtle body to begin with. Because if somebody like let's say you are walking on the road and your neighbor or your friend, he comes in your way and he asks, and he says that you look very sick, your body looks very sick, face is pale, and that will not disturb you much. It will, because you are not identifying yourself with the body. But if somebody comes and says you have a sick mind, then you will be truly hurt, as if somebody has really pointed something bad about you. So, with so really speaking, we 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 think that we are the subtle body, and with the help of this sthul sharir, we are enjoying the world. We are seeing the pain and the pleasure of the world with the help of this gross body. But really, we are the subtle body, and that's the definition of Manushya, the man. So today, we'll see the chakra, which is called Dimbh Chakra, which is uh, which is provided by Pandit Dhundiraj in his famous work Jatak Bharanam. And this chakra, it talks about the placement of moon with respect to sun. From the sun, from the nakshatra of sun, we identify all the body parts by counting certain numbers, and we see exactly in which part the moon is. And based on this, some very astonishing predictions or astonishing characteristic of the native comes into picture, which is applicable to him throughout his life. In fact, if at the end of his life somebody wants to summarize something, then this characteristic will find some relevance to the whole summary of this person's life. And before that, let us understand the famous question by Sri Raman Maharshi, who am I? On the similar line, there in some Tibetan school, there is a question, where are you? Where are you in this body? It is typically noted that people feel that their their presence or their ego is right behind their right eye. So that right eye, whatever they see, they feel that seeing is a big phenomena, and whatever they see is exactly perceived by somebody who's sitting behind the right eye. That is the seat of ego. But people who embark on the journey of spirituality, those who experiment with the Kundalini and the chakras, they know there is a concept of dharana, and with that dharana, one can concentrate the whole mind, the entire subtle body, in one of the chakras, in any of the body part. So, out of those seven chakras, it is not limited to just those chakras. One can concentrate in the heart, one can concentrate in the Muladhara chakra. In fact, uh, there is a Chinese philosopher named Lao Tse, and he used to preach his disciples to concentrate on the tip of your toe, of your legs, that toe, at the tip of that toe. Concentrate, do the dharana on that point. So it is not only the seven chakras from the Sahasrara to Muladhara. In fact, in the lower body parts also, philosophers and spiritualists, they have been doing dharana and have been seeking the result. In fact, the main thing is not about where you are concentrating, The main thing is that you are concentrating, that uh, you are not allowing your mental energy to seep through all other places, but you are concentrating the entire mental rays into one single point within your body. Just like in Trataka, people concentrate on some external point like a bindu or a candlelight. There is internal Trataka where you concentrate on any of the body part. But without without doing any Trataka or any Abhyas or any yogic practice, there is also a point within the body where your subtle body naturally tends to flow. For example, if you are a very egoistic person or very logical person, let's say, then it is very natural that your entire subtle energy, subtle mind tends to be concentrated somewhere near the Agya Chakra. And if you are a very emotional person, then your subtle body tends to be concentrated somewhere around the chest region. Those who are artistic, they tend to have concentration near the navel chakra. So these points are naturally the places in place in the body where your entire focus tends to be concentrating over. With the help of Dimbh Chakra, one can find out that place within the body where your entire subtle body naturally tends to flow. And that natural flow, now even though it doesn't matter where you concentrate, but the the energy that gets activated by concentrating at various places really manifest in the world. For the people who concentrate in the heart chakra, they become very emotional and they tend to get get like those are devoted people. They have devotion as a form of their adhyatmik upasana. Those who tend to concentrate at their agya chakra, they will be very logical and they will have an agya chakra is one of the main chakra, one of the point of agni, which is related to knowing the truth. So anyway, I'm not going to discuss more about these chakras, but the point here is that in your physical body there is a point where the subtle point tends to naturally concentrate, and just based on the concentration of mental energy at one point in the body, certain results become prominent, and these results have been mentioned by Pandit Dhundiraja using this Dimbh Chakra. So now we'll continue with our definition of Dimbh Chakra. So basically, here we'll use the 27th scheme of nakshatra. We all know that nakshatras are either 27 or 28, depending on various schemes which are there. I tend to uh, different. So in the 27th scheme of nakshatra, Abhijit nakshatra is not there, and all the 27 nakshatras will count from sun. So from the sun, the first three nakshatras, they are attributed to your head region. Then the next three is attributed to mukha, that is your face. Then after that, next two nakshatras are for the shoulder. Then the next two are arms. Then the next two are hands. Then the next five is the chest region. After that, one nakshatra is navel. After that, one nakshatra is genitals. Then the two nakshatras are thighs. And after that, the last six nakshatras, they belong to the legs region. So, placing sun at the first nakshatra, one has to take into account these body parts, that is three for the first three, including the sun's nakshatra as the head region. So if moon is placed in the first three nakshatra from the sun, then it belongs to the head region. The moon is in the head region. Then if it is in the next three nakshatra, then moon is said to belong to the face region. And after that, if it is there in the next two nakshatras, then it is the shoulder region. After that, next two nakshatra is the arms region. After that, the next two nakshatra is the hands region. After that, the five nakshatras are the chest region. Then one nakshatra is navel. Then one nakshatra is genitals. After that, two nakshatras for thighs, and the last six for the legs. So likewise, once one has identified the region, different results have been described by Pandit Dhundi Raja. And so for the dim, okay. So if the dim, okay, so this place of moon in a particular body part is called dim, and dim actually means egg. So this egg is basically the just like egg is like a seed from which the body manifests. In the same way, this is the egg of the subtle body from where the entire mental disposition begins. So, if this dim is there in the head part, then the person is said to be a very kingly person. He has very royal attributes. He gets uh, royal benefits. He is endowed with gems and jewelries and beautiful clothes. So overall, very good result. Then, for the dim which is there in the face region, such a person likes to eat food, especially sweet food. Then he is the main person in the family. He is the pradhan person in the family. Then he is famous for celebrations. He throws parties and he does celebrations, and he's famous because of that. He is very majestic, very brave, very courageous person, and also he is very generous being, very kind and generous being. Then for the person who has dim in the shoulder region, such a person is best in family. He has strong shoulders and he is very skilled person, and he is very humble. Then the person who has dim in the arms region, such a person lives in the foreign country and he gets lot of fame and respect from the foreign places. He is very proud person. He takes pride in things that he does or things where he belongs to. So very proud person. He is very brave and very hard work. Then the person who has dim in the hands region, such a person is devoid of good qualities. He doesn't have many good qualities. He is not interested in donating or giving. He does. He basically checks the gems. He knows the quality of gems. He speaks truth as well as lies, and he is very miserly person. Then the person who has dim in the chest region, such a person is best in family. He is very gentle, very handsome, and he's excellent in sciences, excellent in very knowledgeable person. He has read many sastras and very knowledgeable person. He is well famed. Then the person who has dimmed in the navel region, such a person is very forgiving nature. He hates war and violence. He is very skilled in the art. He is very generous and spiritual person. The person who has dimmed in the genitals, such a person is very lustful. He is devoid of good deeds. Then he loves dance and music. He is skilled in art and he is a famous person. Then the person who has dimmed in the thighs region, such a person, he roams around many countries. He is a fickle-minded person. He has weak body, thin person, and he is a liar and very deceptive, shrewd person. And finally, the person who has dimmed in the legs region, such a person, he does agriculture. He is he does service against the business. He doesn't have any enemies, and he is a religious person or spiritual person. So these are the results. This you can apply to charts of famous people. I have applied it to Mahatma Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and many other people, MS Subbulakshmi, and I have found that it works very well. So apply it in your chart and see it for yourself. That's all from me for today. मेरी बातों को इतना ध्यान से सुना इसके लिए आपका आभारी हूँ और अंत में आपके भीतर बैठे आपके भीतर बैठे आपको प्रणाम करता हूँ